Okay, so now we're going to read this article a second time. And we went through it the first time. We know it's a science article, it's nonfiction. Text features, there's timelines, there's these all throughout the text. So this time let's read it. We're going to answer some questions. So make sure that you have your pencil ready. Remember that when I ask you to pause the video, you're actually going to click pause on your Chromebook and pause the video so you have time to answer the questions. Let's start. When the Wolves Returned, adapted from a book by Dorothy Hinshaw Patent, and the photographs are by Dan Hartman and Cassie Hartman. Here we go. Now, we've already set a purpose with our class. Remember, we talked about that the first time, about why wolves are an important part of the ecosystem. So let's just read this time, and we're going to ask a few questions. The first national park. Where would you go to see some of Earth's natural wonders? You might go to a place called Yellowstone. In Yellowstone, geysers shoot steam high into the air, and waterfalls flow into colorful canyons. All kinds of wildlife roam the land. Luckily, this special place became the world's first national park in 1872. And then Yellowstone National Park is in Wyoming. It has many waterfalls, and there's steam from a geyser. Trouble with wolves. The purpose for making Yellowstone a national park was to protect its natural wonders for visitors. People enjoyed seeing animals in the park. People enjoyed seeing animals in the park too, like elk and deer. But wolves fed on them, so hunters were paid to kill the wolves. Park officials did not understand that killing the wolves would throw nature out of balance. So, we're going to answer a question. So get ready to pause the video. Make sure you have your pencil ready. On your paper, you're going to answer this first question. Cause and effect. Why did the United States make Yellowstone a national park? If you listened, I told you the purpose for making Yellowstone a national park. If you can't remember, go back and listen to about a minute before this section of the video. Pause the video and answer question number 1. Okay. Number 2. I want you to explain. I want you to tell why the wolves were a problem when Yellowstone first opened. I want you to use your own words. Why was Yellowstone a problem? Or why were the wolves a problem when Yellowstone first opened? Pause the video and answer that question. It's going to take you some time. That's okay. Answer the question. Okay. Yellowstone without wolves. By 1926, the wolves were all gone. Without wolves to hunt, the number of elk increased. To control the elk population, rangers trapped them and sent them to other parks. Rangers also had to shoot and kill the elk to keep their numbers down. Coyotes also increased in number. Without wolves at the top of the food chain, they became Yellowstone's main predator. Coyotes eat everything from elk calves to insects, but mostly they eat small animals like ground squirrels. So coyotes made it harder for other small predators like foxes to find food. Okay, we're going to answer another question. Cause and effect. The wolves disappeared. What were the effects of that event on the food chain? So we got rid of all the wolves from Yellowstone. They had hunters come in and get rid of them. What were the effects of that event on the food chain? Fill out that question. Pause the video. Pronghorns in danger. Coyotes in Yellowstone also fed on newborn pronghorns. They became experts at finding pronghorn fawns. Remember, the fawns are the babies. With so many coyotes in the park, pronghorn numbers dropped. Every year, fewer pronghorn fawns survived. Park managers worried that pronghorns might disappear completely. New plants don't grow. Even the trees and shrubs suffered because the wolves were gone. The elk ate young shoots and bark. Young trees and shrubs could not grow fast enough to replace the old ones that died. Soon, the birds that nested in the trees and the bushes became rare or fewer. There were less birds. So we're going to ask another question. What happened that led to some birds becoming rare in Yellowstone? I want you to tell those events in order using your own words. So if you need to go back and listen again to this page, then go back and listen again. But pause the video, and I want you to tell me what led to some of the birds becoming rare in Yellowstone. Beavers disappear. Beavers use their teeth to cut down trees. They store the trees to eat during the winter. They also use the trees to build dams. Beaver dams create ponds that provide homes for ducks and other animals. Without trees, the beavers could not survive. They were almost gone from part of the park by the 1950s. A solution. Many of the problems in the park began soon after the wolves were eliminated. Scientists predicted that bringing wolves back would help. Wolves could control the number of coyotes and elk. This would allow plants and other animals to live and grow. So we're going to answer another question, cause and effect. When the beavers left, other animals in Yellowstone lost their homes. Why? So I want you to think about that before you just write down an answer. Pause the video and answer that question. When the beavers left, other animals in Yellowstone lost their homes. Why? The wolves returned. Wolves from Canada were brought to Yellowstone in 1995 and 1996. 7 groups of wolves were set free in the park. Each pack lived in a wide area called a territory. It didn't take long for the wolves to feel at home. There were a lot of animals, especially elk, for them to hunt. Year by year, the number of wolves in Yellowstone grew. When a pack became too big, it broke into smaller packs. These groups slowly filled the park. Now, about 12 wolf packs live in Yellowstone. There are usually around 150 wolves in the park. Okay, I want you to think about this question. Get ready to pause the video. Was it a good idea to return wolves to Yellowstone? Think about that. Was it a good idea to return the wolves to Yellowstone? I want you to use facts from the text, from what we've read, to support your answer. Do you think it was a good idea? Use facts from the text to support your answer. Pause the video and answer that question. Nature's balance returns. Wolves saw the coyotes as competition. They killed coyotes or chased them out of their territories. Now, with fewer coyotes hunting them, pronghorn and other animals survive more easily. Foxes, owls, and other animals also benefit. There are fewer coyotes to compete with them for the same food. Without wolves, elk lingered along the streams in the park. They ate young trees before they had a chance to grow. Now the elk must keep moving. This makes it harder for wolves to find them. Because the elk are moving, the trees can grow again. So, I want you to answer this question. I know there's lots and lots of questions to answer. Answer this next question. What do the elk do to stay safe from the wolves? Pause the video and answer the question. Beavers come back. The animals that need the trees are also coming back. For example, in 1996, only 1 beaver colony lived in the northern part of the park. So a beaver colony is a group of beavers. By 2003, there were 9. Scientists hope that birds that hunt from trees like owls will also become more common. A balanced ecosystem. Returning the wolf is helping to make Yellowstone whole again. Scientists hope that as the years go by, even more plants and animals will come back. Today, Yellowstone is becoming a healthy system again, thanks to the wolves' return. So answer this last question. Name 2 animals that need the trees in Yellowstone. Name 2 animals that need the trees in Yellowstone. When you've answered that question, the video is done.